Hello, hello, everybody. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please say hello. Divya, hello, Divya. If you are watching and you're a little shy, please do introduce yourself. If you don't, I will not know who you are. And we'll be starting really soon. And if you hear my son knocking on the door, please do Hello, everyone, and how are you? If we're meeting for the very first time, please do introduce yourself to me. I'm always curious to know what part of the world you are watching me from. And if you guys have any issues hearing the audio, please do let me know because sometimes it's just uncontrollable and I can't help it. Okay. Alrighty. Today's topic, I want to talk a little bit about just reading a lot of your messages. And also, I do run a VIP coaching cohort, which is the premier coaching service program to help you land a job with your favorite FAANG company. In this case, 90% of them are interviewing at, or 95 are still interviewing at Amazon. I want to talk about hiring freezes, who is hiring as an update job market, and also what you guys should be doing to stop applying to job when you are obviously not ready. I'm not saying that to be rude, guys, because when you're reaching out to me and you say things like, Holly, I failed my interview 3 times, 5 times, 6 times, and I just can't seem to get another job interview at Amazon again or whatever company of your choice. And the one thing that I want you guys to do, it doesn't matter who you reach out to, in back of your mind, I want you to think about relationship. Yes, today's buzzword is called relationship, okay? I'm going to teach you how to build relationship because I feel like there is no polished way to say this. But even when you're reaching out to me and we don't really know each other, I have no clue who you are, and you basically ask me to refer you into Amazon. Now, keep in mind, I don't know who you are. I've never worked with you before, and reputation is huge with any company, specifically at Amazon. Okay. I also have VIP coaching clients who joined and didn't really do their work, aka as in practicing and learning storytelling and being prepared for interviewed and thinking that they can join my program or hire me as a coach so I can help them get a job by putting their name in the hat for Amazon. That doesn't work. Okay? Amazon has been around for a very long time. For the most part, a lot of the folks I've worked with, actually I can't think of any that isn't brilliant there that mentally think very quickly. So that's a type of teaching that I teach to help you exercise your brain. Okay. So before you ask for help or ask for a job or ask for anything at all, I want you to focus on networking. I know the topic turns a lot of people around. I know that because I made so many videos, tutorial. I actually teach you how to know who the hiring manager is. I provide a free template. All you really got to do is copy and paste my template and maybe move the words around of your own, right? That's all you have to do. But rather than seeking to understand, you want the easy way out. That ain't happening right now. And let me explain why. Even though 2022 is almost coming to an end, thank God. Please move that. Please flush that down the toilet somewhere. 2023 is going to be a really hot year, okay? In the last few months, I would say since July-ish, July, August, there's a lot of publication out there with the Meta hiring freezes, the Google hiring freeze, Microsoft hiring freezes last month. And the most recent New York Times article was the Amazon retail hiring freeze. That's a big one, by the way, because consumer is the bread and butter of Amazon. Now, just because one org is, I wouldn't say hiring freeze, I would say pausing or closing down a little bit because they want to focus their energy in the priorities for 2023. If you have not connected with me yet, please do on LinkedIn. And I am just Oops, sorry guys. I'm just Holly Lee on LinkedIn, so make sure we're connected. I made a post about the main reasons why Amazon is I hate using the word hiring freeze because in reviewing a lot of my sorry guys, I'm trying to have my name tag that isn't exactly working right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and forget about that. Um, a lot of you who reach out to me, you're still interviewing at Amazon. That's why when you're freaking out that, oh my God, I bombed my interview, I'm gonna re-interview again. The job is not going anywhere, guys. I've said this every single Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Amazon is not going anywhere. Okay. If you haven't heard, Amazon is the mothership, like the extreme mothership of all the products and services. AWS, yeah, indeed, that's part of Amazon. Okay. Consumer, yes. Consumer alone have so many businesses. So it's hard for me to say that they're not hiring at all completely. Okay. Why? Because between Black Friday, that's coming up in the next few weeks, right after that, there's Christmas. And right after that, there's New Year sale. And then there's like Easter, so on and so forth. So it's going to be extremely, extremely busy. Of my 7 years at Amazon, the busiest time of the year is starting November all the way until just all the way through. Especially end of the year is the most busiest time. I've been in consumer electronic, which is the Kindle and the Alexa devices. There's a lot of things that's being shipped. So if Amazon is your go-to company that you really wanted to land a job for, why don't you look beyond just applying for a job? Go check out and connect to me on via LinkedIn because I talked about learning how to network. You gotta fix your resume. You got to, for the love of God, fix your LinkedIn profile. At the bare minimum, when you reach out to people and your LinkedIn profile is empty, they're not going to respond to you. They don't know anything about you. I bet you anything, if I were to look at your LinkedIn profile right now, it's pretty much half empty. That is the case. That's the case with almost 600 VIP coaching member, including executive. Okay. You got to put some effort into building a solid reputation before you reach out and ask for a job interview. Right, professional? So the first thing you should do is I put a link on my LinkedIn post literally about an hour ago. I am offering a 50%, which means you're getting the resume and LinkedIn. It's an online course, okay? But if you guys are done and follow instruction, because I need to learn how to do it, I'm more than happy to give you a review on both of those for free. You just have to reach out to me inside the course. I'll tell you exactly what to do. Okay? So it's my way of giving back to you. But the one thing, my biggest pet peeve is for people who complain, who are so desperate in landing a job and don't put any effort into it. That is bizarre for me. Okay. And there's so much free stuff on the internet, guys. So much. I only talk about networking as step number one, by the way. I have a playlist to teach you how to create your resume right here on YouTube, by the way. I have so many, 205 videos, by the way, to be total. I have an entire playlist to educate you on what the Amazon leadership principle is. I have a whole new one to teach you how to create your story with examples. I don't just talk, I gave you examples. And by the way, those examples took me a long time to put together to be relevant to all of my audience. Okay? Talking about audience, I'm very proud to say that 95% of all of you who's watching and 95 to sometime 100% of you who do join my VIP coaching are diversity. So thank you so much. Diversity meaning that you're not born and raised in the US. English is my fourth language. So I think that we could be really relatable in the way we deliver our messages. I know. I am still struggling with that. And this is when Grammarly Pro comes into the picture, okay? So I know that many of you still wants to work for Amazon. I read all of your comment on my YouTube as well. But learn how to build your brand, learn how to network, learn how to engage your potential hiring managers. In my networking playlist, I show you how to do it. Do not, please do not, for the love of God, ask for a job. They don't know you. If your LinkedIn profile does not look relevant to the person you're reaching out to's background, they'll never respond to you. Okay? Indeed, you can have multiple job offer because all of my clients do. you can still become an Amazonian or a Google or whatever company of your choice, but you need to put in the hard work up front. Let me know what I just said makes sense to you. And I want to see who else is here. By the way, Rick, Kiddo, Scott, JNA, Corvetta, Jose, Poonam, and Divya. Let me know how the audio is. I'm certainly not going to repeat all of that because this is not scripting. It's live. It is live. I can't remember what just happened, but my mind is so fresh because I literally read all of your messages. It's really disheartening, guys. It's very disheartening to me where you have a gap, meaning that you know why you felt you're interviewed, or it's very obvious. You agreed to me that you're not ready, but you keep on asking me to help you land interviewed. And for a lot of those messages, I pretty much stop responding to it because it's the same thing where people don't listen. By the way, if you have not yet, check out this article. It's on LinkedIn, by the way. I post on LinkedIn. I also made a 8-minute video, 8 or 12-minute video to talk about the 60-second answer rule. Okay? Check that out because our human attention span is extremely short. Do not waste people's time. All right? So let's do some Q&A, shall we? And if you are new, don't be shy. Smash that subscribe button. If you do, it's going to lure in a lot of the people who need to coach. And I'm here as your virtual coach. Okay? Hello, Divya. I have cleared my phone interview for Senior Software Engineer L6. Congratulations. I have sorted and fixed my story, confused between joining VIP group or not. But what? Oh, okay. You cleared the phone screen. Okay. Why are you confused about joining the VIP group or not? First of all, where are you right now in your situation in prepping for the on-site loop? I can give one story example here if you can help me out. Sure, I'm more than happy to. The VIP group, all of them, everyone is actually in process of prepping for their Amazon interview. Generally, I will not recommend for you to join unless your on-site is close to a month out. It's going to take you about 3 weeks max. That is if you already have at least 20 different stories. I'm being very transparent here. I don't want your money. I don't want to waste your time or mine. I'm just being very raw here. I have folks who comes in and able to land a job within 3 weeks. The truth don't lie. Data don't lie, okay? They do that because they have literally seen all of my video and have carved out their answer for about 3 months prior to joining. And that's how those folks are able to land job offer within 3 weeks. Okay, you have to, guys. Without the meat, the goods of your story, how are you going to prepare? What are you going to mock interview on when you have no story, right? So you need that stuff to teach you how to write story from scratch, or I can guarantee you're going to rewrite it at least 3 times. It's going to take at least 2 weeks or so. And then you're going to, in those times, you have to prep on your delivery, okay? If I have to say anything about my core strength in the VIP coaching, just from the members' feedback, it's that my coaching style doesn't just teach you how to land a job at Amazon, but it's teaching you how to walk the talk in your written and verbal communication. You need that. If not, even if you land a job there, you're not going to last. It's all about your presentation in the end, okay? So that's what the VIP coaching is for. If you're going to come to me, please, please do follow instruction and work hard because the result is tremendous. I honestly don't know any career coaches with any program that has a success rate as high as mine. That's because a lot of my member came from other programs, and those are the things they share with me. Okay. Again, everyone is very unique. My style and my coaching doesn't work with just anybody. And I like to provide as honest opinion to you so you know exactly what you're getting into. If you guys expect to come into any of my program, actually, I only have one, which is VIP right now because it's hot. The result's very high. I'm not going to hand you the job. I will hold your hands. I'll teach you how to tear your entire branding apart so you can land interviewed. We're going to churn everything that you have done into stories. Yes, you will have at least 20 different stories, if not 40. But let's start by 20. And then you're going to show up to my weekly mock interview office hour where there's a lot of hiring executive as well. It's 50% tech and 50% non-tech. But the bottom line is you're going to deliver to the point where everyone's going to stare at you at Zoom and say, wow, this person's going to get a job. And guess what? Boom, they get a job. Is that easy? My formula is very simple. It's just about following my instructions. You got to work hard, guys. You have to work hard, and then the results will come. I know it sounds very silly for me to say that. I have been a coach for a little bit over 3 years now. By the way, my anniversary was August, hitting my 3 year as a leadership career coach. I've seen everything, but the success I've seen is phenomenal. There are so many single mom and dads that are up until 3 o'clock in the morning, creating their story, getting ready for my mock interview, never miss a beat. I can see in the background they're at a soccer field because my office hour is in the afternoon on Saturday for 2 hours. And I can see their kids in the background and that tremendous effort, they end up getting every single job offer that they have. I'm not saying this to sell me to you. I'm saying this to tell you that it could happen to you. It could happen to everybody. But for the love of God, I need you to work hard. Okay. I say that with a lot of love because I would, I'm not going to say this is from just my personal experience, but if you do a quick Google search, I challenge all of you guys and put workplace statistic or workplace like people love their job versus not loving their job and how many percentage of people want to leave the current environment. There's a lot of article and research that 90% of the people in the world are comfortable doing what they do and miserable and don't want to do anything. So if you are in that 90%, I'm not judging, don't complain. Okay. When you're ready to make that change because you've been at IBM or Intel or VMware, whatever you are in, those are, yeah, I know. Whatever company it is for 15 years, 20 years, you got to be able to work hard and start over again. Okay. So you got to ask yourself before taking an interview, investing in hiring any coaches, ask yourself how badly do you want the job? Because it's very easy to land the job. The hard part is getting started and preparing for it. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I've said this so many times. If I can get a job at all these FAANG company, you can too. I've hit every single spot or almost every spot in the diversity bracket. Okay. If I can get there, you can get there. All right. Okay, Divya, I'm going to this is so weird. I can't, let me see if sorry guys. I'm trying something different. It is not working. Therefore, I will not touch anything else. Is it this one? There you go. I got the right name. Okay. Divya, if you have an interview, let's just see if you're ready. Okay. Senior, first of all, what are we doing here? What questions are we answering? You got to tell me what question this is so I don't have to second guess. Okay. Senior engineer working on merchandising team for who? Who do you work for? Who are you delivering this? Who are you building this merchant side? What is it? Is it a product, a service? Who are you delivering and building this to? To launch 3 new brand on existing platform. What kind of platform are we talking about? Okay. When you're talking about merchandising team, merchandising for what? Is it, I'm just totally making, is it women's clothing? Is it, what product? What is it? Be more detailed, more specific. Have to do lots of tier and working with SRE, DBA guys, automate a lot. It doesn't tell me anything about how you execute. What is your strategy? How did you even know how to build the merchandising team? Which also doesn't make sense to me. If you're an engineer, why are you building the team? Are you building the product? Okay. And your result is successfully deliver brand in 6 months. And I have no clue what brand you have delivered. Okay. So that is the feedback. Let's go with, oh, hello, Punam. Josu from Costa Rica. Hello, hello. Corvetta, hello, Corvetta from Chicago. Hello, and thank you for swinging by. I made it through the panel interview for TPM role. Good for you. My yay button's not working. Yay! Unfortunately, I didn't get an offer, but was told I'm a good fit for AWS. What does that mean? I'm confused. If you make it through the panel interview for TPM role and you didn't get an offer, what exactly is your recruiter telling you? Why? Did you already ask your recruiter why? Okay. It could be because you're probably getting an offer at a level lower and they don't have the need. They want someone at level 6. I'm just making this up because I don't know what level you're interviewing for. Okay? If I were you, Corvetta, I would maintain the relationship with that recruiter and hiring managers and reach out to them monthly. If you miss the first 10 minutes of the live stream, I speak a lot about Amazon is in heat towards the end of the year with a lot of products and services launching. Okay? JNA. Hello, JNA. Alrighty. Our friend JNA says, do you know what type of technical question I should focus on for system development role? I have a chime interview. It's the role called system development because if it is, it sounds like infrastructure. If you look at the job description, it pretty much let you know what the technical requirement is. Also, I highly recommend for you to take a look at Glassdoor. I can almost put my foot down that there should be a lot of stuff because systems engineer is a very common thing. And I'm assuming that you're interviewing at AWS, okay? Do your research first and then ask me if you cannot find it. Scott says, I have a 60-minute interview next week. I was referred by an internal employee. If that goes well, then the loop is next step. I was told yesterday during my initial call with a referral specialist. What is your question for me? By the way, just to make sure that you guys can hear me, you can still hear me, yes? Everybody? Purple, long time, Purple. Okay, good. It sounds like you see what I mean by nobody listens? When I say leave it in the chat, let me know if you can hear the audio. No one answers. This is what I mean. If you can't listen to me, that's a simple instruction, by the way. The interviewer is not going to give you that much attention. Now you understand why I have created the 1-minute answer rule? That is why. Jennifer! Hello, Jennifer. You make my day every time I see you in here. All right, Kiddo. Kiddo says, hi, Holly. How have you been? I'm your follower. I did great every step of the interview for a senior program manager, aircraft maintenance. There's such a thing? Is this at Amazon? It must be Primary if it's at Amazon. I was ready to celebrate offering, but after telling me I did it, they didn't come back to me for about 3 months now. They don't even respond to my email. How should I go about it? Okay, I'm going to spend a moment to talk about the recruiters, okay? It's been an extremely frustrating year, actually since 2020. I don't know what is going on. I have been recruiting for at least 25, 24 years before becoming a career coach, running my own business. It is the biggest pet peeve for me when I see shit like this. I'm sorry for throwing the S-bomb here, but it is a very soft topic for me because at the bare minimum, the recruiter needs to keep you in the loop. Either they don't have an open rec, they're waiting for a hair count, whatever that reason is. If the feedback isn't positive, recruiter, I know you're listening, get back to your candidate. So I really don't understand where the confusion is. I'm trying really hard to motivate all the recruiters out there. In the past, when I made, I'm not bashing all the recruiter. I'm just saying there's a lot of bad recruiters out there that are so antsy and desperate. It's almost to the point where they don't want to work anymore. Stories like this all day long, I've heard since 2020. But when I was working for like Meta or Meta Facebook or Google, and none of this happens. I don't know what is going on with the millennial today. I'm just going to say it like that. Thank you, Matt, for the super chat. After I start with some bashing here, I'm not trying to be negative, guys. It's just that it's to the point where I got to ask myself, do I really want to help Amazon attract top talent if they're not getting their shit together? Come on. If they can't align the recruiting organization together, and I'm going to blame leadership for this, okay? It starts from up here, not down here. And they need to pay attention to the survey that they're giving you guys, right? And they need to start listening to the candidate experience. I'm trying really hard to get director level recruiting leaders from AWS into my YouTube channel. I'm trying really hard to do that. I wanted to see, hopefully we're on the same page, because my goal is to not just help people get into Amazon, it's just help people get into whatever company that you guys want to. But when someone spends so much time prepping for an Amazon specific interview And a lot of you guys, I know, hire coaches or in my coaching program, and this is so common. This is so common when you work so hard and then your recruiter fly off, disappear for a couple of months. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I've told my VIP member who are now Amazonians, by the way. There's quite a few of them. You are going to reach out to the hiring manager and the recruiters, every single soul in recruiting, every single week. Every 2 to 3 business days, I want you to reach out to them. In fact, I want you to email your recruiter, your recruiting coordinator, and CC the hiring manager. It is unprofessional, Amazon. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm also on Team Blind, where a lot of people's, not a lot, some of the competitor career program made a comment that Amazon paid me to talk positive, and uh, I don't have anything negative to say about Amazon, but this is the one for you. It's about candidate experience. It's not just Amazon. Google is going through the same thing because my buddy Jeff on his Google channel says the same thing, and we share a lot of the similar ideas. You have to know when to stay on top of your recruiter and hiring managers, okay? Even if they don't have a headcount right now, you want to still be in the good side. And it's okay to call people out. It's called having backbone. Your hiring manager should be ashamed, okay? The hiring manager should follow up with you. I don't know what is going on here. This is not a ratting live coaching, but bear with me for a second. I have started my entire career at startup way before I started in the FAANG employers for about 15 years or so in my career out of the 25. And I've seen every single thing that's done right and done wrong, but I have never in my career have seen such poor candidate experience. I'm going to stop right there. Okay. I want you, kiddo ditto, to check out my offer pause video. Yes, I have a video called offer pause. It'll tell you exactly why there's no movement. Okay? All right, I think I'm done with that. Rick from Berlin. Hello, Rick. L6 researcher at AWS got positive loop feedback, but was told there was a change in the last 24 hours. Now the recruiter needs a VP approval to hire. Why? Did you all just hear me yell at the recruiter just about a second ago? That is because they're trimming down on headcount. That is because their leadership probably are looking for level 6s or level 7. I'm not sure what they need. And the scope or the project is shifting gear and they're getting ready for 2023. So the VP wanted to make sure that they have all the headcount approval for the rest of the year, aligning to the budget or the amount of position for January. Sorry, that's why. Rick, I actually talk about this in my offer pause video as well. So please go check that out, okay? All righty. Dada said, I just felt my phone interview with Amazon. Spend this time to be prepared and prepped. I mean, guys, the folks that watch every single one of my video and literally follow all my examples, do you know how many people have landed a job for free right off of my YouTube content? Nearly 7,000. Nearly, I counted them. I don't count them anymore. Nearly 7,000. Okay, Irina, you got a verbal offer 3 weeks ago, but still waiting for the new written offer with AWS. The recruiter said they're still waiting for approval. Is it a bad sign? No, it's not. As you can hear, Irina and a lot of the folks here, it seems like congratulations, by the way. A lot of you guys passed the intensive Amazon bar. It's towards the end of the year. That means that bringing in a hire is like gold. I'm not trying to freak you out here. Your offer is going to come. The good thing is, let's talk about the positive for a second. You will always stay in their system with all the feedback that you have an all inclined loop. It's probably moving to offer pending. Okay. As soon as there's an open headcount or they need a spot anywhere within the organization, not just that one specific team, you will get an offer and you don't have to re-interview. Okay. The same thing I've told the other folks, Irina, keep tab on your recruiter and hiring managers. By now, you should connect with the hiring manager via LinkedIn. Yes, via LinkedIn? Okay. M, I have an interview with Amazon for an executive assistant in 15 minutes. Any last tips? Smile and be yourself. If you don't know how to answer a question, simply take a deep breath and say, I don't have this example. Let me give you something relevant. Would you be interested in hearing that? Okay? Divya says, I have 3 to 4 weeks to my final interview. Divya, you are not ready for the on-site loop because your story is missing everything for me. Okay. There's no demonstration in your example of the most innovative thing that you've done with how you've delivered results. If you're interested in the VIP coaching, your on-site needs to be 4 weeks out. It's going to take you that long because without a story that makes sense, you also still need to prep, right? You need to remember the meat part of your stories, and then you need to be able to deliver. Yes? Let me know if that makes sense and say yes. Okay? By the way, if you have forgotten, make sure you hit subscribe here so that other people could take advantage of this free coaching. Martin says, yeah, having a good pool of story is the only way and good deliver of your story during the interview, right? Tasanan from Poland. If a person failed an interview at FAANG, when he or she can have a new interview next time, depending on the feedback, if you have failed interviewed, I really don't want you guys to keep on reapplying. Go check out my fail interview playlist and I'll walk you down to explain exactly how you do it. Okay? You can hear my son in the background throwing toys on the ground. You see me speeding things up. M says, usually there's a cool off period of anywhere between 6 months to a year. Depends on your feedback, okay? M, come here, my friend. If I were to look at you in the eye and I would just say, what was the worst interview questions that you were not able to answer? I bet you will know, right? If I were to say, what was your worst relationship with an interviewer? You should know, right? When the interviewer interviewing you guys, were they smiling like this? Or were they laughing with you? Which one? Because if they're just giving you a gentle smile like this, that means you didn't make it. They're being trained to make you feel comfortable when you haven't answered the question. There are two types of interviewer. The first type of interviewer will make you feel comfortable. If you haven't given the answer, they will kind of walk you through or re-ask the question in a different way. Because sometimes if you have never worked for an environment like Amazon, it's hard to seek for a specific answer when someone doesn't understand what the question is. So next time when you're interviewing again, I want you to just pause, take a deep breath, and re-ask the question or qualifying questions before you throw an answer out. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like so many people are trying to rush through with their, phone screen and onsite and all that. I mean, I don't understand. Why not spend that time to prep for an interview? The job is not going anywhere, guys. Do you guys actually think that Amazon's going to shut down? I don't. The whole world can shut down. Well, the whole world did shut down when COVID hit. Amazon is on fire, right? And now what? You hear a hiring freeze in consumer? That's just one org. There are so many different orgs out there. Yes? Yes? If you agree with me, say yes in the live chat. Dada said, it's my first time here, how to get into VIP coaching. VIP coaching is not a chat like this. It is a premium coaching program that I run. It is not an online class, but it is where I teach you how to walk the talk. It's a full master program with live office hour and daily engagement. So feel free to read the endorsement and check it out. Let me know if you have a question. Okay, carry on. All righty. Emmett says, I got an offer from Amazon, but the offer is low. Well, congratulations. 5 of you guys, not 10, 5 of you guys got job offers today. Boom, high five. The offer is low compared to the market. When I mentioned this, while negotiating, they just went 10% increase given the current status of my country. First of all, my friend, what is the offer on? Where is your country? When you give them data market research, where are you getting the data from? Okay? Amazon does go over exception, but Amazon has never been an employer where you make the most money. And I've said this before. Amazon is the lowest as far as total compensation with all the FAANG company. They pay the least. They work the most, but you're getting reward from your opportunity to travel, build things, and making a difference in the world. That's why people join Amazon. People are not joining Amazon to get rich. They're just not, okay? So if you care about the money, go to Google, go to Meta, Facebook. They pay extremely well. Those two are the highest paying company. Go to Amazon. Like me, when I get in, I almost faint. I should say I almost fainted because the money they were giving me was so low. I did it because I felt like I was on fire every single day, and I never regret a single moment of that. But it is a company where you have to stay for at least 4 years to see revenue, because the Amazon stock, it's still going up. It doesn't matter what the world is like. Amazon stock will always climb. And remember, they did the 20-to-1 split. What does that mean? That means there's an opportunity for a lot more investors to buy their equity. And that is, there's more money in your pocket in equity. So if you wanted to negotiate, they can't give you everything. If you can see yourself being with them for at least a couple of years, if not, you're not getting fully vested. It's a waste of time, right? That's just me. I'm not speaking for you. Then you may want to negotiate on the equity. Okay? Poonam says, I'm giving interview Amazon L5 recruiter. Oh, a recruiter in the house. I Can I share some file which have data related to LP and interviewer just to support my story while interviewing? What do you mean by that? I'm trying to understand your question. By the way, when you guys are creating story, do not mention the leadership principle in your story, because that's an indication that you're trying too hard. Okay? Um Alusov. Hello, Alusov. How are you? I passed my technical phone screen for SDE3, and the loop is next week. The loop is divided into 4 meetings, 1 hour each. How long should I expect the behavioral part to be? If you're a software engineer, it's almost 50-50% or 60-40%. Technical 60 and behavioral 40%. Technical question is also behavioral question. I don't know if you guys noticed that, right? For example, what is your favorite project? I'm totally making this up. Let's just say Amazon Music, right? I'm just throwing this out there. Okay, design Amazon Music for me. It's still behavioral questions, because now the next step is ask probing question, dive deep before you start with the system design and architecture. Yeah. And once you do that every step of the way, you will speak up so the interviewer can hear your thought process, right? So in that sense, it's very relatable to behavioral question. Okay. Kato Dito, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me know if that makes sense, Alosov. Okay. For that level, they should not be giving you any hint um, to solve a problem. If I were you, I would make sure that your code have no bugs before you stop in problem solving. Okay. I'm assuming that your data structure and algorithm is pretty solid. Um, Back in the days, they used to ask the tic-tac-toe question in almost all the STE interview. I don't know if they still do that. By the way, everything I'm sharing with you is public. I'm not giving any information I shouldn't be. But object-oriented design and analysis, when it comes to the design and infrastructure, that is the part that a lot of people struggle. Okay. So make sure you study up your tech stuff for at least 50 to 60% of the time. All righty. Scott, what should I do to prepare other than answer for potential questions? It's really all you have to do is preparing 20 different stories. Then you're going to practice at least 50 to 100 times by staring yourself at via Zoom or in front of the mirror. I repeat, you could do this for absolutely free by practicing. You see this mobile phone here? Hit memo on your phone. And when you hit memo on your phone, look in the mirror in your bathroom, wherever it is, brush your hair like you're ready for an interview. You can see your facial expression and you can hear your tone on there. And my friend, that's how you know when you're ready for an on-site interview. Okay? Christopher. Hello, Christopher. I just want to tell you thank you for your content. I was able to successfully pass the loop and have already received an offer as a TEM. Yay! Congratulations, Christopher. If we have not connected on LinkedIn, please do so. Okay? 7 people receive a job offer, even though most of you guys are still waiting for your offer. Tassian says, thank you for putting the Q in front of the question. I have heard that there is a stage after interview when you're being selected by product managers. If true, any chance to have a voice? What do you mean a stage? I don't understand what you mean. I think what you meant is, well, if you are a product manager and you came from a software engineering background or technical program manager background, you do have an option for as a PMT, which means product management technical. Okay. All that depends on the need of the team or the org that you interview for. Let me know if that makes sense. Hakeem says, do Amazon referrals go a long way applying to be a solution architect? I mean, every company appreciate the referral, but in honestly speaking, referrals very seldomly make it through the loop because they're still like all of you guys, right? In fact, a lot of the referrals, even like from hiring managers, they're very arrogant. They're very, very arrogant. Where I remember so many incidents that I have to walk the candidate out because they think that, well, your VP referred me, so I don't understand why I have to interview for this role. Seriously, that's true story. It's not just Amazon. I have the same thing at Google as well. Okay. So referral or not, you still have to go through the whole thing. And depending on how good your referrer is, right? Your referral, the person who the referee should be telling everyone in the interview loop a little information about how this person engaged with you in a work setting. So that sets the expectation. Okay. Matt, thank you so much for the super chat. Matt says, I want to say thank you for the interview advice. I'm joining AWS as a software engineer. Yes, Matt. Congratulations, my friend. Make sure you're connected with me on LinkedIn because I'm interested to hear all the great thing that you guys will be building for AWS. And it won't take you that long to do so, okay? All right. I rewrite the story. Divya, here's a second chance for you. Senior engineer working for building online fashion e-commerce website for whom? For whom, Divya? Why are you solving this problem? Where's the urgency? After acquisition by Richmond, new Richmond brand wanted to be launched on our e-commerce platform. What is the goal? What is the problem that you're trying to solve for here? Your action is instead of doing multi-brand deployment process, have done to change to single brand deployment. But what does that mean to the listener? What does that mean? What did you? Where's your effort? How do you? Why? What did you do to dive deep to figure out that multi-brand deployment process will not work better than being done to a single brand? And with that in mind, where was your initiative? Where was your effort as an engineer to build the single brand? What exactly did you do? And by the way, since you are a software engineer, what is your technical environment? What is the platform being built in for the e-commerce website? Okay, so that's what I mean by the story is lacking a lot of meat, so it gets very confusing. Also, deployment or environment create is done in a few hours instead of 1 week. I have no idea what that means. What is the ROI? What does that do for your customers? Does it help you? Does it help the customer generate XYZ? Right? Let me give you an example. At an Amazon standard, a software engineer, even at a level 5, can build the payment button for. This is true story. For one of the Amazon B2B or business category that can go live in 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, they went from zero to integrating I don't know how many millions of users, but is now over a $10 billion business based on just that. Okay. And that's what I mean by ROI. What is your company gaining from that? And when you talk about e-commerce website, is it like a B2B, B2C? What does that mean? Okay. I love consumer. Can you tell? Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Eden says, what about technical bites? How many rounds are they interviewed? Eden, you need to be specific with your question. What are you asking me, my friend? What role are you interviewing for? Because technical could be a number of things. At the bare minimum, it's at least 50-50. Okay? Kiddo. Kiddo says, thank you, Holly. You're the best. Just disappeared after they told me I got it and will send me an offer. I will keep nudging them. Thank you for big. Of course, kiddo. Don't be afraid to go after your hiring manager and your recruiter because you work your tail off to get that job. It is to your respect that they respond to you. It's not acceptable. They should at least follow up with you once a week to tell you they're working on it. Okay? I'm very disappointed every single time I hear this. For all of you who just joined, there are 5 people in here who has an offer from Amazon. Pause. Go check out my pause Amazon video. And please do not spam by asking the same question. If you like to, you can click the join button to become my member. As it's showing up in my screen right away, or super chat if you like to, but please do not spam. Okay? If you guys are enjoying this show, please smash the like thumbs up button in the video. When you do that, it really does help motivate a girl. Okay? Irina says, I have my recruiters on LinkedIn. I do keep messaging them and they respond fast. But is there such a thing as being too annoying? Annoying? No, girl. How is that annoying? Because of Amazon, you work your tail off, you got an interviewed, and you were promised an offer that never show up. That's annoying. That is what I call annoying, okay? Time is in essence, it's precious. We're still in a recession. So when someone promised you an offer, they got to be able to deliver. Amazon. Where's the bias for action for delivering a result? And where is insist on higher standard, Amazon? I think I'm done talking about the Amazon recruiting team. Someone is going to smack me in the hand for being so honest. But you know, there are days where I'm going to be really honest with you guys. There are days where I feel so burnt out by working with so many different clients, and you guys, I have my YouTube community as well, and literally everyone will be talking to me. This literally, I'm going through like hundreds of emails like this, and you're telling me the exact same thing. So when I make a post on LinkedIn, I get a couple Amazon recruiter coming in doing this to me. I'm like, don't hate the messenger. I'm a coach. It's my job to coach you guys to get a job there. So rather than coming in and doing this to me, I would challenge the recruiter to train or mentor those who are more junior than them, right? There's a reason why certain feedbacks are there. And I mean, you got to be able to take feedback with a grain of salt and just make overall improvement. Even as a coach, I'm not a cup of tea for just anyone, okay? Not everybody loves me. I attract a certain type of personality, certain type of learner, and some people just simply do not like my teaching style like this, okay? So I challenge everyone who has a career in recruiting. I see a couple recruiters here. Not going to name you off, but you got to understand, even though these FAANG companies have higher goal to measure for you to keep your job, Mr. and Mrs. Recruiter, your candidate experience is word of mouth, okay? The candidate experience and the people you hire will go into other FAANG company. You want them to call you to give you a job. If people don't like you based on the poor interactions, it is a reputation that you have to live with. I think a lot of the recruiters don't think about that. All right. Divya says, joining a VIP group, I want to clear this interview badly. I also have Google phone interview in 3 weeks. If I were you, number one, did you already schedule your on-site? If you haven't already, don't yet. I can tell you this right now, Divya, no one passed the first mock interview with me. Nobody. Not even executive from Facebook, not Apple directors, not Amazon level 7 bar raiser. Yes, those are all my clients in the past. No one could pass my mock interview because they're so long-winded. Everybody fall asleep. Okay? That is why. Can you get a job? Yes. Can you get a job at the level and the compensation that you deserve? It takes practice, okay? I'm not going to promise anyone that I can get your job in 3 weeks. It has happened 86 times, by the way. It has happened, but I also have, those who says they're really eager, they really want a job, they will do whatever they want, and they never show up to a single office hour. They didn't they didn't even create their stories. Therefore, as you guessed, of course they're not going to land an offer, right? It's about how hard you're willing to work. Many, but Alithia is, I believe, was it 6 months ago or 8 months ago? She came to me, and this VIP member only has 4 years experience, by the way, moved to the US from India and have never worked for even a mid-sized company, have failed Amazon interviewed. She stayed with me for 3 weeks, and she's now an L5 Amazon program manager. Okay? Here's what I have her do, and I'm telling you the exact same thing as my paid customers. The first thing she did was she watched every single thing because she doesn't want to waste time. She has a loop that's coming. When she came, she didn't waste a single minute. It was like pumping content for me. She put in the work, I review the work. She put in the work, I review the work. She shows up a mock interview, took a chance, took feedback like gold, and being able to transform her verbal communication skill almost overnight. Seriously, it works like magic, okay? So before you consider joining my VIP coaching, I do not have a magic wand. I do not hand you the job, but I will hold your hand to get to the job, but you seriously need to do the work. I'm saying this because between my community manager and I, we work so hard and we put in so many hours to make sure that our entire community gets what they need. It breaks our heart when you don't show up. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is unless you're ready to do the work and you really preach, show with your actions in getting the result, I just don't want you to waste your time or money. That's it. Okay? And we're also very selective in who we picked for VIP coaching. Raquel, what is the best way to prepare for system design interview? That's an excellent question. First of all, oh, sorry, guys. First of all, the first thing you should do is Glassdoor because Glassdoor literally has all of the tech questions for system design. Second, YouTube. There's a lot of Amazon. I will only listen to those who are Amazon engineers or dev managers because dev managers or technical managers, they need to pass a design bar. Okay? There's so many of them. Watch and learn. Um, this is just me. I wouldn't recommend taking like a pay course for system design because if you can't design, no one can help you, right? You would already have quite a number of years of experience. And what better people to listen to than the Amazonian? It's all over YouTube, guys. Okay? Scott says, what about the hiring freeze in AWS common this of the year? Well, I just made a post on LinkedIn, Scott. Go check it out on my LinkedIn, okay? You could call it freeze, pause, whatever you want to call it. Amazon freezes is like I've heard like hiring pause, and literally a week later things are back to normal. So to me, Amazon is a company that doesn't really hold off. They just wanted to see where they should dedicate a lot of their fundings for headcounts. Kiddo, thank you so much for the super chat. Dog squeezing a big heart. You guys reading that? That's cool. Deepest, how do I know what level the job is? Ask your recruiter if you're really curious. Catherine just became a member. Hello, Catherine. Catherine, let me know if you have any question. Deepa says, our sales role panel all behavioral question? Yes. Sales role, business development, account manager, executive assistant. I can't talk. Account executive. What am I saying? I need coffee and not tea. Yes, they're all behavioral question. All righty. Shall we do more Q&A? Yes, more Q&A. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, I should remind you should smash that subscribe button to help a girl out. I'm very motivated. When people show up and you ask me a question, okay? Give me questions, any questions, I will answer them. Can do. Should senior position include more managing story? Not necessary. Unless you are a manager, why do you want to talk about managing stories? Just talk about things you have led and execute at a larger scope and scale. Rehan, any advice for coding interview? I just talked about that. I literally just talked about that. Okay. For all of you software engineer and TPM, go look at my collaboration with Shelly. It is in the hiring manager playlist. I repeat, hiring manager playlist on my YouTube. There's 2 videos on TPM and also SDE. Shelly is a friend of mine who's an ex-Googler and Amazon, okay? So we talk about the hiring bar and the type of technical questions for SDE and TPM. For Reed, I have my technical interview as front-end engineer tomorrow. What do you think I can expect? That's everything we just talked about. It's going to be about 50% technical. I don't know if you were asked to give a presentation. Depending on team, sometimes they do, but you still need to answer those behavioral questions. Kat says, within the same week after second interview, the recruiter informed me that he is leaving and mentioned a new recruiter will connect. What will be the reasonable time to wait and tips up the follow up? By the way, if someone leave their job, their away message is going to be to their manager or the next recruiter. Okay, so if this person is leaving in the same week, I would say by Monday. By Monday, there's definitely going to be another person. I will email even with the old email address. It will get to this person's manager. Stay on top of them, girl. All right, picking on new people. Purple says Holly does not have a magic wand. I have a magic way to coach you because I really do love being a coach, but I'm not a magician. I can't just take the wand and kapow, the job is yours, okay? I can only go so far. If you guys haven't heard, there's a kid pounding the floor waiting to go to the jungle gym. So I have to take one last question from Kindu. So for senior, more stories on guiding junior engineer and leading bigger scope. No, that's not what I said. If you are a senior engineer, my question is, are you interviewing for a people manager position? If you are interviewing for an IC, which translates to individual contributor, you don't want a lot of story with people management. If not, they will not offer you an IC role. Does that make sense? So if you're interviewing for a IC position, all your examples should be how you build the products or services and your ROI. Okay. If you're interested for a lead or people management position, then most of your story should have like performance reviewed, how you manage underperformer and all that stuff. But if you don't care about people management role, why waste your time in even that? For instance, in hire and develop the best, if you're an individual contributor, you can skip that LP. No one's going to ask you. Okay? I would say that is the one least concern LP. All right? Masha says, is it important to have them? Oh, LinkedIn recommendation. I like that. Um, LinkedIn recommendation because it's real, right? And people can see who wrote you the endorsement. But I will not ask your friend to write you an endorsement. I would ask your counter peers that you've actually built products and service or do something with, or past clients. I would do that. It is a professional platform. A lot of people have their friends on there, cousins and family. No, it is a professional platform. I think, recently it's been misused a little bit, but you want to keep everything as professional as possible. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, make sure we are connected on LinkedIn right here. I am extremely passionate about what I do. I literally eat, sleep, and coach. See you next week.